Welcome to this SciTube Psychology episode. Today we begin with the experiment titled Split Brain Visual Field and Object Recognition Tests. The study is associated with Roger W. Sperry, and the year recorded for it is 1968-1970. Our format is simple. First we identify the experiment, then we enter the setup, then we look at what was found, and finally we connect the concept to life today. As you watch, notice how the experiment is not just a historical event. It is the doorway into a psychological concept. This experiment belongs to Chapter 2 Biological Foundations of Psychology. The setup is important because SciTube treats every psychological concept as something demonstrated through a method. In this case, patients whose corpus callosum had been severed viewed words or objects presented to only one visual field, or identified objects placed in one hand while visual information was blocked. The concept being addressed is hemispheric specialization, lateralization, corpus callosum, consciousness. Before we move to the findings, pause for a moment and make a prediction. Based on this setup, what result would you expect? That prediction makes the actual observation more meaningful. Now we reach the result. This finding demonstrates hemispheric specialization, also called lateralization, in which the two cerebral hemispheres show relative strengths in processing different kinds of information. For most people, the left hemisphere plays a dominant role in language production and verbal identification, whereas the right hemisphere is often more involved in spatial, visual, and nonverbal processing. In split brain patients, information presented to one hemisphere cannot easily be transferred to the other because the corpus callosum, the major bundle of nerve fibers connecting the hemispheres, has been severed. Thus, an object processed by the right hemisphere may guide the left hand correctly, even though the language-dominant left hemisphere cannot name it. These findings show that behavior can be influenced by information that is not verbally reportable. They also raise important questions about consciousness. A unified conscious experience may depend on communication between specialized brain systems. However, lateralization is relative, not absolute, because most complex activities normally involve both hemispheres working together. So why does this experiment still matter? Relevant to neuropsychological assessment, rehabilitation after brain injury, interface design for lateralized presentation, and explanations of why brain functions are distributed rather than located in one single cent. This is the point at which the video moves from the laboratory or classroom into daily life. The viewer should leave with one useful question: where do I see this concept around me today? As we close, remember the SciTube pattern. One experiment gives us one evidence-based concept, and that concept helps us understand real human behavior. Thank you for watching this SciTube video. If this experiment helped you understand psychology better, please like the video and share it with other learners. Subscribe to SciTube for more experiment-based psychology lessons, and do leave your comments, questions, or reflections below. Stay curious, keep learning psychology, and see you in the next SciTube episode.